Hi guys, so I have officially started recording and it does this weird transcript on the side, which we'll just ignore because it's really weird. We have so far CSA, Churchill, and CAAs represented in this communication webinar. We apologize for the little issue with the link before. Lindsay, do you want to go first this time?
Sure. Yeah, that's not a problem. Let me share my screen here real quick. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I don't know why you can't see my face this morning. I apologize about that. Can you see my screen? Is it sharing? Yes? Okay. And can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So let's start from the beginning here. All right, first I just want to thank everybody for showing up today. We really appreciate it. I have quite a bit of information to go over with everybody today, and please feel free to jump in at any time if you have any questions. I'll try to make it somewhat quick, but slow enough to digest. So first and foremost, thank you for everybody who showed up for our third strategic planning session. I really appreciate that. Just a reminder, we have to finalize our subcommittees. So I've been slowly making phone calls to everybody to figure out which subcommittee that people would like to be a part of. If there's anybody on this call that is not currently in a subcommittee, if there is one that you would like to choose, if there's something that you feel more passionate about or that you have a lot of information and education on, please let me know either right now or you can shoot me an email later and we can figure that out. I would like to have our first subcommittee meetings in December. Therefore, it'd be really nice to have all the committees decided by the end of next week. So if there's any thoughts on that, please let me know and I will add you to that and we can get those meetings scheduled. A few meeting reminders. NCAA has our board meeting on November 10th at 1 o'clock. It's a pretty important board meeting. We're going to be voting on officers, so please, please, please attend. You'll be getting the agenda for that shortly. With that, Tisa and I noticed that we had our next webinar scheduled for the 11th of November, which is a holiday. So we're going to bump that to the 10th, and it's going to be right before our board meeting. So 12:30 to 1 o'clock is going to be our webinar, and then 1 o'clock the board meeting is going to begin. Webinar is a little bit shorter that day because there's going to be some overlap with what I have to present on. So didn't really think we needed the full hour and then another 2 for the board meeting. So you'll be getting an updated invite for that, but 12:30 p.m. on November 10th, and we'll have our board meeting right away after that. Probably will go until probably 3 o'clock, I would think, roughly. And then looking a little bit further into the future, I know we're hitting holidays here pretty soon. So the 10th of November, we'll have our webinar. And then because of Thanksgiving, we're going to have the next webinar on the 24th rather than that Thursday. So that'll be Wednesday. And then Tisa and I haven't talked, and I'm sure we'll have to look at maybe bumping some things around for December too, because there are jam-packed full holidays coming up. So kind of leading right into our 4 strategic areas that the association is working on. Advocacy, number 1. We had a meeting with David Bradley last Friday. Thank you for those who attended. Spoke with him again on Monday. He's looking to, he's pushing the CSBG reauthorization bill forward. There's a hearing on November 3rd. It's going to be a live stream. If anybody wants to watch that, I can send out the link. This is going to be the first public hearing on CSBG that's happened in 18 years. So it's kind of a big deal. A little bit to recap for what he said Friday and again on Monday is he needs our help, right? So he really needs state associations and local CAAs to reach out to their representatives so that they can be sponsors or co-sponsors on this bill. So yesterday, NCAF sent out a letter to the association, and I believe the agencies as well, not 100% positive on that, but just with a letter that we can use to talk to the governor. So that's going to be happening on the association level. And then the 3 representatives that he wants us to reach out to, you know, he marked them in order of importance, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to be doing that. I've sent out meeting requests early this week, so I'm hoping to hear back and hoping to have either a conversation or an in-person meeting with these 3 representatives ASAP. And I think Leslie's on this call. If there's anything that you think I missed from the recap or the conversation we had with him on Friday, let me know. But that's kind of the big overview that I wanted to share with everybody else.
The thing I just mentioned, and I just double up on what you said, his entire point is that we do have a lot of Congress people and senators that are influential. The state of Nevada does. And so his entire point is making sure that we thank them, obviously, for the continued support, because we generally do have support. As well as continuing those communications. I think that's critical for all of us to do.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that kind of leads me into my next point with awareness. I think it would be great. I know a lot of us have, upcoming events happening in the holiday season. And if we could invite some of our representatives to join us or to be there during one of these events, I think that could be really impactful. So I'm just asking all of your agencies, if you could reach out to me with dates of anything that you have going on, clothing drive, food drive, toy drive, in the next month or two, November, December. If you could let me know those dates, I'd really appreciate that. And then I can reach out and invite some of our representatives to join us at that. I would love to be there as well. I think that could really raise a lot of awareness and help us with our advocacy efforts. So please shoot me an email, give me a call, and let me know. Moving forward to capacity building, we have our needs assessment training next Tuesday, November 2nd. They sent out a Zoom link on Monday. I just want to make sure everybody got that. Is there anybody that, I'll send a follow-up email with that, but is there anybody that missed that Zoom link that's Crescendo sent out? Okay, I'm take that.
I don't know if it came to me, probably Shannon or Jackie.
Okay. And just a reminder, so this is for everybody, so EDs and all staff. So all staff, that anybody that wants to attend this needs assessment training, you're more than welcome to come. I will forward that out to you and everybody else. Just another reminder. Just another reminder, we've got strategic planning training offered to your agency. If that's something you're interested in, don't hesitate to reach out for that. Deborah should be calling everybody as well, so look out for a phone call for that. Wanted to kind of put this out to the group. We had some conversations about it during our Region 9 board meeting this week. And I've had some of our local agencies reach out to me as well. But do we have a pretty high interest in staff attending an intro to Roma training? I'm thinking about either, providing it just for the association and anybody that wants to attend can, or if we don't have that many people, we might do it region-wide. So I'm
just going to jump in, Lindsay, and say that this is something that I am mandating. Any programmatic staff, part of CSBG has to have the intro to Roma training. That's the very basic training Lindsay and I both went through, and I'm going to mandate throughout. I know Leslie had her hand up, and so did Shayla, or was it Heather?
It's me, Heather.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's good to know, Tisa. I sent out an email yesterday to Barbara Mooney, just kind of inquiring about what that would look like. So I should hear back from that soon. And so, yeah, it's definitely something I would like to offer to everybody. And I know we talked about it on our board meeting as well, but we're going to see if that's something that they might be open and willing to record for those that might not be able to attend. Because it is a decent commitment. So it's 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I believe it was 9 to 1, 9 to 2. So really excellent training though. Would like everybody to at least get the basics on that. Something else that I'm wondering, how many Vita sites do we have? So I know not everybody's on the call, but I'm putting some feelers out. You got asked this question and I guess I didn't know the answer to it 100%. I know Leslie, CSA is a Vita site, but I wanted to ask this question to everybody else. If you are one,
Lindsay, it might actually be on their website too. I don't know if you checked there or not. Just a thought.
Yeah, definitely going to be doing a deeper dive into that, but I thought I'd throw this question out while I've got some people on the line as well.
Lindsay, this is Jackie and Churchill. We used to do this program, but the Farm and Pioneer Shoshone Tribe also does it, so we do not.
Okay. Currently do not.
Correct, because since they're open to everyone, they don't, anyone that wants to use that program, they do not have to be a tribal member, so since they've got that open, we don't have that anymore.
Lindsay, this is Janine Robinson with the Frontier Community Action Agency. We've been doing Vita for, since 2010 in Winnemucca. We also do it in Battle Mountain and Lovelock.
Wonderful, thank you. Anybody else on the call? Okay, I'll do some more research on that, but just thought I'd ask that question to the group while I got you here. A few more reminders. Let's see, so the child tax credit, NCAP has some good materials on their site on how to promote that. If anybody wants to be a part of that or benefit from that, they need to apply by November 15th. So that is a reminder for everybody. Also, Weatherization Day is October 30th. Toolkits for social media are available on NCAP and NASCAP. I always say that word wrong, excuse me. NCAP and NASCAP sites. Apologize as I did not do that correctly. Also, CAP Law has a new resource library. If you've not been on their site, it's absolutely fantastic. I've been loving it. So take a moment to look at it, to review it. They've got wonderful, wonderful materials on there, anything that you could think of. So if you've got a moment in time, head over to the CAP Law site and take a peek at their resource library. They also have some wonderful training on board governance. So a nice little series. If you want to take a look at that, that could be helpful. The Management and Leadership Training Conference is coming up February 2nd to the 4th. The association is going to be helping give out some scholarships for people to attend. We've got it budgeted for 5. So 5 scholarships from the association for people to attend the Management and Leadership Conference in February. So if this is something you are interested in, please let me know and get you signed up. A few upcoming webinars. CAP Law is talking about the vaccine mandate. I know that tomorrow is a holiday for us here in Nevada, but they've got a quick little webinar tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. There's a Pathways to Excellence webinar happening November 3rd, if you're interested in that. There's a webinar from the partnership happening on November 10th, talking about utility assistance, wraparound services, and such. And then NCAP, the board meeting minutes and resolutions, they're doing another webinar on the 18th. So if anybody has any interest in any of these, please reach out to their respective places and get registered.
Hey, Lindsay, so CAP Law does this every Friday, the vaccine mandate, and it's been really good. It's actually just a question and answer. It's just, again, attorneys answering your questions. So if you have questions, it's a good thing to do. I don't know if they'll do a lot this time because they're waiting for the federal guidelines to come out, which have not yet. But again, I just recommended, I got on it last week because I heard about it from a peer. And it was pretty phenomenal because, again, you can they'll answer all your questions and more because, other states, you kind of find out what other states are doing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good to know. Thanks for that. I'm glad it's useful. I'll have to check that out. Moving forward to resource development. I posted some ads for internships last week and my page is blowing up, which is wonderful. So as far as data analysis, I have had about 75 applicants as of this morning, looking at like 10 applicants for grant writers, which is fantastic. So starting to schedule some interviews for next week. So really, really looking forward to that, getting a few more people on board to help with a few things with the association. So very excited. The Looker dashboard, which I know we've talked about briefly with eLogic. I have a call with them. Well, not a call, we're actually going to look into that a little bit deeper this afternoon. So it looks like they've made kind of a little mock-up for us to take a peek at to see if they're headed in the right direction. But once we've got that Looker dashboard up and running, we're really excited to be able to pull and print some reports, some monthly reports, statewide reports. So good, pretty promising there. I'd also like to start monthly one-on-one calls with all of the agencies. So look out for an email from that with me. I just want to be able to check in with everybody, make sure everyone's doing okay. I know we're doing these bi-weekly webinars, but it's nice to have that one-on-one call in time too. Last reminder, there's a few of you that have not yet paid your membership dues. I've sent out emails last week with reminders. Please, please, please do that as soon as possible. Thank you. Region 9 is having their convening February 23rd and 24th in Las Vegas. So just to save the date on that, more information will be coming to you shortly. But just put that in your calendars if you're interested in attending, please. Let's see. So spotlight for November and spotlight for this webinar is EOB. So we're going to be doing a big push on all of our socials for the month of November, and we're going to be spotlighting and highlighting EOB. One of the women that's helping us post on our socials had a wonderful meeting with EOB this week and got a lot of good information. So really looking forward to that. I don't know, I can't see the list. Is Lawrence on the call?
Sure am.
Oh, hi Lawrence, how are you?
Hey guys. So you talked to Nicole already?
Well, so it sounds like Jordan talked to Tamara, is that correct?
Oh, okay. Okay.
This week, yeah, so she had a big meeting with her and was getting a lot of good information so we can really highlight everything that you guys are doing on our socials for the month of November. But I did see that you have something going on today, and I didn't know if you wanted to speak to the group a little bit about this event that you have.
Yeah, I'm running around now. So at each of our different sites, we've got what's called our Halloween haunts. We have some information booths along with the other nonprofits that are in the historic West Side School, just to provide information to the general public. But we're also doing a trunk or treat along with Halloween costume judging. And right now the seniors are doing Wii bowling, but they're going to do a thriller at 3 o'clock. They have a little performance. So that should
oh
be
my
interesting.
Goodness. Can you please record that? I would love to see that.
Definitely. You should see these costumes. It's hilarious.
What I have to ask now, what are you dressing up as?
Oh,
I hope you have
not I.
Oh, what?
But we'll post pictures and everybody will get to see everything. So
good. Well, I hope you jump in and do a little thriller dance too.
All right, that works.
Perfect. Perfect. So that kind of wraps up all of my information to give you guys, but I wanted to open this webinar up a little bit for some discussions. I joined the new executive director training series this week, and it really had some valuable information. And one of the pieces that I pulled from that was other state associations and other board of directors talk about mission moments. And what that kind of means is, has there been a moment over the past week, over the past month, that's really driven you to keep the mission alive? I know a lot of times there's days where it just feels like a lot and we're drowning in our work, but there's these tiny little moments where we help someone or something goes through that just reignites this spark in us. So I wanted to just open that question up to everybody and see if anybody's had a moment in the past few weeks that's really stuck out to you, that's ignited your flame a little bit. And with that also, if anybody's had any current challenges, I know that hiring right now is very difficult for a lot of people, and a lot of vacancies, a lot of open jobs, and unable to fill that. So if anyone's having current challenges or on the flip side of that, anything that's worked that you want to share with the group or open up questions to your peers, I would love to use that time right now to do that.
Hey, Leslie, this is Eric with Community Chest. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I've got a couple to share with you. Expressing to my staff and other people, it's like the Halloween villain Jason, who just won't stay gone. He keeps coming back just when we think we've kind of figured it out. He comes back right around the corner, and we have to again wrestle and tussle with him. And what's challenging about it is there are so many different perspectives and so many sides of this. And one decision doesn't. Most folks don't agree for one reason or another, but then you have conflicting guidance too. And so you're left with trying to make your best interpretation going through it. It's a challenge. It's probably absorbing the majority of the bandwidth of my admin team. And it's leaving less than I would like for the mission-driven work. But having said that, 2 successes. One was shared in a letter to us from an employee who found himself unemployed here in Nevada. It's kind of stuck. And so he enrolled in our workforce training program. And through that program, we were able to enroll him in a CDL training, as well as pay for a portion of his lodging and his food, the costs that are associated while he was in Sparks getting that training. Another organization helped out as well, Fish in Carson City. And between the 2 of us, we were able to get him across the finish line for getting his CDL. And he's now looking forward to getting hired on as a truck driver to help with the trucking shortage and change his life for the better. And he was just immensely grateful for the opportunity that was provided for him, and to be able to make a difference, a positive contribution to the community it was exactly the right kind of letter to remind us of why we do this work. And then we had our first staff-wide retreat on Friday, which was nice to see everybody. But at the beginning of that, we were pleasantly surprised by representatives from Maya Bailey, who presented an award to our organization called the Resourcefulness Award. We were apparently this was the first year that they've offered it in Nevada, and we were the first recipient, nonprofit recipient to receive that award. And if there's anything that we would be recognized for, that's part of our DNA, resourcefulness, I think would apply to all of us on this call. That is what we do day in and day out, and that's who we are day in and day out. And so it was an especially meaningful award to receive.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's got to make you feel good to be recognized for everything that you guys do. You do a lot. So well done. Nice. Did anybody else have any other moments that stuck out or current challenges? Anything else happening that they want to share with the group?
Made it through another week. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah.
Yeah, Leslie, that is not to be underappreciated at all. Sometimes that's how we measure our success, right? We made it through another week.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. How is everybody doing with staffing? Is that an issue that is pretty prevalent with all agencies currently?
So, Leslie, I assume you mean hiring or retaining staff when you ask that question?
Yeah, I would say hiring, open positions, vacancies, unable to fill spots.
Yeah, you know, for our organization, we do have open positions, and if we fill them, we fill them. If we don't, we don't. I mean, we just do the best that we can, and we can't, you know, manufacture miracles that aren't possible. But I'll go back to my comment about COVID. It's the single biggest opportunity for us as an organization to live out our values of trying to make space for one another and the different opinions and perspectives that there are on this issue. And it's challenging folks to stay in relationship with one another in the ways in which we endeavor to stay in relationships with each other, to sustain community and provide the services that we provide, even when we may disagree with one another. It's the single biggest challenge we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
I wish I could be that optimistic, Eric, because I'm sitting here with, you know, 50 staff down. So that's my challenge. And I've got my biggest opportunity is, yes, being a part of that community, but I'm also extremely worried about burnout and just the overall health, mental health of our current staff. Because number one, we don't have those other bodies that we need so drastically. So they're unfortunately getting a lot of burden from customers, families, et cetera, that we wouldn't normally get because we normally have enough staff to actually provide their needs, and we don't. So it's just unfortunately a domino impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Leslie, just to back your point, it feels like on a national level, that's an issue that's happening in community action agencies across the board. Just not having enough staff, increased burnout, a lot of fear regarding that. You know, on the call this week, there's a lot of different ideas kind of tossed around as to how to get those staff members or how to find those employees that you can hire in different ways, as far as, you know, if you want to increase benefits or, you know, change benefit packages around. But it doesn't seem like anybody has a real solution to that. So, you know, I definitely empathize with you on that and how difficult that could be. Did anyone else have anything to add? Okay. Any other questions at this time before we move forward? I know Tisa's got some things she'd like to share. Okay. Tisa, are you ready? I'll stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. This was so informative. Thank you so much, Lindsay. That was a really good one.
No problem.
I just wanted to mention, since we started, we have EOB joined, Community Chest joined, Lyon County joined, FCAA joined, and I believe and Carson City joined as well. So we have a good turnout. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see it? Yes? No?
Yep.
No?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
Great.
you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, I will keep it very short. Oh, it's not going. Here we are. So agenda, pretty much the same, nothing's changed. I also have a CAA spotlight. I forgot that it was Lindsay's time. Anyhow, so we'll recognize 2 CAAs this time. Federal updates. Lindsay kind of covered it. The bill is being currently seen, debating right now. This bill includes $800 million in addition for CSBG, and 3.9 billion for I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it LHEAP? Which is an increase of 175 million over 21. So this is very excited. I know Lindsay posted a live stream link. I will be following that just to see what's going on and kind of the discussions that are happening. OCS sent out a letter to us. They will start awarding Q1 funding based on 2021 allocation, which I don't know if that's the norm. And then they will provide the second quarter after a full year, after a full year has gone by. I did have some questions for OCS about that, and I have a call scheduled with them next week. Maybe it's just my lack of understanding and knowledge how the funding is dispersed, but I just wanted to clarify on my end with OCS directly. Again, as you know, 200% FPL can be substituted till December 3rd. December 4th, it reverts back to 125%. I don't want anyone to come and say they weren't aware of this. That's why I'm going to keep this bullet in every slide till after December. Here's a little nugget from NESCAP, pretty self-explanatory, but just shows you really the impact of CSBG and the work you guys do. And feel free to ask me questions as I go through the slides. I'm waiting for Lawrence and Leslie to ask any questions. Okay, these are my updates from my unit. Right now, from your FY21 subawards, there's 2 that ended, the base and the supplementals. This is how much is left on the table. This is not finalized yet. So 143,000 and some change. Unfortunately, I am still waiting for 4 CAAs to submit their final September RFRs. And as a result, unless they submit it, I cannot start soliciting any supplemental paperwork. I am going to reach out to them next Monday if I haven't received anything from them, and kind of really emphasize the delay on their end is going to delay the supplementals. I have finished all your annual report feedback, and I will talk about it more in the next slide, but you will be receiving the memos from me later today. There's a little staff update. Our current admin lead, Cindy, is retiring, and we have a new admin. So you will be receiving, if you see different names from my admin team, they're legit. It's not any phishing or any other nefarious attempts. My office, the director's office, DHHS, is also moving away from Technology Way. And the address is 400 West King Street. It's not, the move will take place within the next couple of weeks, but I wanted to let you guys know if for some reason you ever need our mailing address. Any questions? Okay. So the next slide is basically what the memo looks like. So on the left side is an image of the actual memo. And the memo is has a table where I went through each of the modules, and if there are anything, like for example for this their administration cost was more than 20% of the total CSBG allocation, and that is unacceptable according to the IM 37. And I would like to understand why that happened. This is also, it's something I should be doing my due diligence. So stuff like that, I've notated in the memo. Module 3 accepted, Module 4 accepted. I also have the CARES as well. I'll have a blurb on outstanding errors and warnings, which is consistent in every single memo. And then overall status is my synthesis of how you guys did based on your annual report. And on the right side of that slide is the response table, very basic. I'm going to embed it in that actual email, and it is opportunity for you to respond to me when I have comments like, why did you leave so-and-so blank? And then you can say, we were unsure, we had to fill it out, or we don't know how to fill it out, or whatever it is. I will work with you guys on filling these out, but this is kind of closing the loop. When you guys submit your annual report, I am looking at every single one, and I'm looking at your numbers, and I'm looking at year-to-year comparison. And I really want to make sure that we continue to make an impact with the dollars, with the funding that comes through. Your response to me based on your memo are due 2 weeks. So you're all going to receive it today. So your responses should come to me within 2 weeks, within the next 2 weeks. Questions? Comments? Nothing? Okay, this is really good. CSBG pipeline, again, supplementals will be issued once I receive all the final RFRs. Success stories, please continue sending them to me. It's really good for us to like Lindsay uses it to blast out and advocate for us. And then I have been actually compiling them. Not only do I send it to OCS, but I've been sending it to different administrators and directors just to get more visibility on each of you CAAs. The quarterly all hands meeting, December 1st. This is again, everyone, all CAAs have to be represented. And then my spotlight was actually community chest, and Eric has already talked about the award that he received, which is amazing. But if you also wanted to talk about, Eric, the Friday night drive-in movie that you guys did in October, how that was?
Sure. Yeah. So I don't know, like a lot of you, what we do, we're not a singular service agency along the services that we provide. We're also very intentional about trying to create an organic sense of community so that the natural curative factors of good community relationships can come. And the light is getting dim at the right time to be able to do this. We offer basically a drive-in movie night where we have our parking lot, which is across from our community center. We sequester that off, and we blow up a big, gigantic inflatable screen, and we show a different haunted movie. This time it was Beetlejuice. We had 25 to 30 different carfuls of families that came the first drive-in that we did early in October. The weather was perfect. There was no wind. The volleyball team did concessions as a fundraiser for themselves. We raised $600 from donations of people coming to attend the movie. And what the most magical time of it, it's not actually during the movie, it's the 45 minutes or hour before the movie, where the parents are outside their vehicles tailgating. Many of them bring barbecues, and then they share, and they're catching up with one another. And the kids are out playing with one another on the equipment across the street. without being glued to their iPads or their devices. And it's this magical Mayberry moment, like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting of just what really good community looks like. And so that's it. That's what we try to aspire for those. Doesn't always happen that way. Our second one was colder and the weather didn't cooperate. We only had 10 cars. So it kind of depends. It's weather dependent and movie dependent, but that's kind of what we aspire to do.
Thank you, Eric. That's amazing. And hopefully we'll see pictures next time.
Sure, I can show you. I think I have pictures from last year, so I could send you those.
Yeah, that'll be great too.
Okay.
And then questions. I mean, this is pretty much my presentation. Do you guys have any questions for me? Okay, well, I don't want to keep you guys. I know we're,
Hey,
Leslie.
Sorry, I do have one question. So when did you say the input for the plans will be out? When are you sending that out to us?
You mean the annual report feedback?
Yes.
So I'm sending it out to you today.
Perfect.
In the
Okay.
afternoon. And
I
then
missed
it
that,
was
sorry.
due to me 2 weeks, November 11th. But as you guys are very well aware, I'm very flexible with time, with extensions, as long as you reach out to me and tell me you need some extra time. I don't want this to be like an administrative burden. I just want it to be basic. A lot of the questions I may have on the memo is pandemic related. Like, why is your volunteer hours less than it was in 19? And that's all you have to say, due to the pandemic. But it's also getting in the way of me. If I go through your annual reports and I'm like this, like, why is there a difference? Why is there a drastic difference? Why is this not making sense? I want to be able to ask you guys about it and clarify and get an understanding. And it makes me better at my job too, understanding what's happening with you guys and what's happened. So please, I don't know. I'm excited about this new initiative, this feedback loop. So you guys know that the state is doing their due diligence as well. I'm not just sending these reports up to OCS.
Yeah, we've never done it, so I think it's good. I just wanted to make sure that I knew those dates because as the holidays come upon us, everything else does as well. So thank you.
I know, and it's not going to be a burden. It's like, just respond within the actual email, one word, like one sentence. And if you guys need to talk about it more with me, I'm always here for you guys. I did have one more thing. Org standards are due tomorrow, which is a holiday, but so far I have received 10. I think there's 2 pending. And I am going to give you guys till next Monday. Well, 3 pending. 1, CAA has asked for a week-long extension, which I've granted. And then the other 2, if I don't receive anything, I'll reach out to you on Monday. But really great. I mean, already got, like, I'm very, very happy with the submission rate this time. Linz, do you have anything else, or we can wrap it up?
Yeah, nothing else off the top of my head. Apologize that you can't see me. I don't know why, but I appreciate everybody being on today. It's been wonderful to connect.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry about the communication snafu. I'll have to look back at the communication link, and there is a possibility, I hope to God I don't have to do it, but I might have to redo all the invites. But fingers crossed. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for attending, and we will see you next week or in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yep, November 10th.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All right,
Lindsay,
thanks,
staying
guys.
on, right?
Yeah.